Okay, so I see that the video quality is not that bad. All right, so we're going live on both YouTube and Facebook. This we'll see. Good morning. I think I made it work. We'll see. So I should be streaming live here and on YouTube. My computer will probably run hot, I'm guessing. So, good morning from Cynthia Rose Healing Arts Sanctuary. I'm just waiting for someone to hop on here so I know that I'm actually up live. Okay, cool. Hey, Sheldon. I think I made it work. So I'm going to click over and just see if it's still streaming on YouTube. Yeah, it is. The video quality sucks. I couldn't get I couldn't get YouTube to recognize my webcam, so I'll have to figure that out. And I couldn't do this last night because I was in way too much pain. So I don't really know what is going to come out of my mouth today, but welcome to Cynthia Rose Healing Arts Sanctuary in Monument, Colorado. Today, I feel like I just want to talk a little bit about what's coming up for me. And I was thinking about the idea of grace. Okay, good morning, Carrie, Helen, and Sheldon. And, when we focus on being graceful and gracious in our experience, we automatically are more kind and more wise and more mature, and we're not contributing to the guck, and I know recently in a video not too long ago I was talking about forgiveness, and grace is a part of that. And so in my experience right now, without divulging too much information, because I'm trying to be a little bit more private about some things in my life, and you'll have to forgive me, my face is still hurting. Not as bad as last night, but it's not great. So I'm looking for solutions for that. And, okay, so I'll talk about this for a second. I know that there are a lot of solutions that we can go to, like acupuncture and, maybe certain herbal remedies and things like that. But this pain pattern that I have manifesting in my experiences. So just so you know what it is, trigeminal neuralgia will affect the three branches of the cranial nerve, and it creates so the entire half of my face, or front quarter of my face, is experiencing a pain pattern that is very crushing, and also there's heat. So it feels like on the surface there's heat, fire, and then the nerves cause this sensation of feeling like your bones are being crushed. And it's not that I know what it feels like to have my bones crushed in this lifetime, but I could imagine that it would feel something like that. And as I said, right now the pain is minimal compared to what it was yesterday. But it's interesting when we have pain, the especially when the pain is in the face and the head area, and of course there's also pain across my forehead as well, and in my temple. So it's a headache as well, which is extra fun. And then every once in a while there's a stab in the eye that I get. That's awesome. Hey, Rocky. So when we have a pain pattern specifically in the headspace, it makes it difficult to think clearly. So hopefully this will be useful today. And I've noticed I've been getting a lot more migraines lately. So I need to get to the core cause of this. And like I was saying, we can find all of these solutions that will treat the symptoms, okay, the physical symptoms. But we need to find the solutions to deal with what the core programs are. And the core programs are, for me, psycho-emotional and spiritual. And I know that this pain pattern ties into other lifetimes, and there may be, I think all of you that are on here now resonate with alternate lives. And I haven't been able to find the nodal point for why this is still manifesting in my experience. And I think, good morning, Krista. I think that, there's definitely stuff from this lifetime that is right now, I feel like part of the reason this is flaring for me. I'm talking about my facial pain, Krista, and how I'm working through this. I think part of the reason this is flaring for me is because I have a lot of things that are coming up in my emotional field right now because of the fact that I have a beloved who has reached out to me after a very long time, offering me an opportunity for a new beginning and an apology for an event that happened when I returned from Egypt. That was very, very painful for me. So, in this space of being gracious and graceful and being ready to offer that space for forgiveness and moving forward to come into reality in both of our lives, there are some things that are coming up that are probably part of the reason that this facial pain pattern is manifesting again right now. And it did, this pain pattern does tie into betrayal for me, which is interesting. I've been able to pinpoint that's one of the events that has happened in multiple lives. This betrayal by a beloved is part of it's like a slap in the face, the Judas kiss. And it's interesting that it manifests, right? It is the whole side of my face, but a lot of the pain is concentrated right here on the cheekbone. So, again, I can work with the things in the physical world that can offer me assistance in, helping with this pain pattern. And I'm not owning it as mine. It's a temporary experience that I'm having. And it became manifest in 2013 when I was under a lot of psycho-emotional stress. And in 2000, it was 2013 that it started. Yeah. In 2014, I learned about, how to truly heal our experience here. Because we're not just healing our bodies, we're healing the entire holistic experience. And the pain pattern went away for the most part. So I used to have this every day, and it's not fun. And a lot of people that know me have no idea that I do experience from time to time this amount of excruciating pain. And as I talk about it, it's listening, and it's like, oh yes, I'm here. Yeah, I'm doing my job, So I've been thinking about this, and I know I have an understanding that when we can reestablish our relationship with physical pain, and we can offer it a different program, which is what I'm working to do now. I know that this pain is serving me, okay? Because this discomfort that I'm experiencing is trying to point me towards something that's still spiritually unresolved in my energetic field. And it could be a genetic program from my bloodline. I feel like potentially my bloodline on my father's side may have. I haven't really worked with the bloodline on my father's side because I don't know him. I never got to meet him. I was adopted. So there's definitely something that's calling my attention that needs to be worked with in a more quantum sense than what's happening in this lifetime, in this physical body here and now. And I'll get to it. It's just difficult to do it while I'm in this amount of discomfort. Good morning, Scott and Krista. Thanks for joining. So I'm talking about pain patterns and the core causes that are quantum and metaphysical. And so this pattern that's manifesting in my experience and continues to manifest. It seems to be amplifying. I'm noticing that I'm experiencing it more often, okay, which could be a cue to me that there are things in my life, perhaps people in my life that are not in service to my highest and greatest good, because this will flare up when that stuff is around. It's kind of a red flag. I don't know. It would be nice if I could just get a message, a verbal message, instead of a pain pattern that feels like my face is being hit by a truck, but it gets my attention. And that's the thing, when the physical body has something going on with it, it's meant to get your attention. And and go to the core of why this is manifesting. So again, I know that it ties into other lifetimes for me. That I've seen that, but it probably is also something that's in the epigenetics and the bloodline. So I need to work on that, and specifically on my birth father's side. So I like to share my journey with you here because I'm living a different way than the mass part of the population, in that I have an understanding that is not mainstream, and I'm living in a very not mainstream way in the way that I interact with my world and my own inner world. So, as I move, good morning, Rick, as I move through figuring out how to fully disintegrate this pain pattern and program from my field, I'll keep all of you up to date, because I know that it's possible. I've seen it happen. This has been, removed from my program for a good amount of time. And, it's not something that I want to live with. So I want to say to any of you who do have, these manifestations of patterns of pain that, often can't even be diagnosed, or that can't be explained. There's no explanation for this pattern that's happening in a traditional, conventional medical world. They did all the tests, they did the MRIs, they can't find anything that's causing it, which is cool. So this is good that there's no physical malformation that is creating this discomfort for me. So, I don't have to look at surgical procedures or anything like that, which is awesome. I'm really grateful for that. So, in this, I can be grateful for things. And again, I'm sure that you can see how you can apply this to your life. When we can find those places of the silver lining, it makes coping with and dealing with and moving through into true healing a lot more possible, and potentially even inevitable. So again, if you have pain patterns, my thought process is a little scrambled today, so hopefully this is making sense. If you have pain patterns that are manifesting in your life, know that it's not purely physical, okay? Illness, disease, it's not purely physical. There are root causes that are quantum in nature that go into your genetic programming, your spiritual code. It's a very complex organism that we're operating here. And, there are certain things that are set up for us to work through as part of our life path. Sometimes people will get, let's say, a manifestation of cancer because it's something that is meant to draw them within and to look at, what, where am I not aligned in my own experience? And, sometimes that thing will be the catalyst to somebody making the connections in their external world that lead them down a path of their life purpose. Really, it's the things that become manifest are a part of our life purpose. And, but at the same time, I feel that it's important to understand that we don't need to continue to suffer, because there's a reason why there's so many different healing modalities that are becoming more mainstream now, not fully, but that are becoming accessible in our world. And I mean, all of this stuff is based on very, very ancient practices, and it's been around forever. But we're creating some more ways to do this in our modern world, that are maybe a little bit more digestible and accessible to people. And the science backs all of this stuff up, and the science is growing more and more in alignment with what may really be going on here. So it's really exciting to see the discoveries that are being made, where they can, where we're looking at maybe being able to see that a soul, it leaves the body when the physical body expires. And I don't know if they've actually fully seen that yet, but we're close, if not. So I think in relation to physical pain, okay, and physical discomfort, when we can offer ourselves grace in that, and sometimes that looks like shutting out the rest of the world and being alone and just sitting with it, you know, it helps. It helps to be in a space of being kind to ourselves and being open to something different, and this I know that this doesn't have to stay a part of my experience. I just need to get to the core cause, the root cause. And there's a lot of, so for those of you who don't know what I do, there's a lot of detective work involved in getting to that place where we truly understand why something is manifest in our experience. And the process of healing has very little to do. Yes, it has to do with the physical body, and there's a physical healing that happens. But in it being a holistic experience, we have to, in order to fully heal the physical body, look at the reasons why this stuff is showing up in our lives. So I know, that this is a clarion call for me to pay attention. Dang. Well, I'll have to start. I'm going to keep this stream going, but I'll start over on Facebook. So, hmm. Okay, I'm back. I don't feel like I was doing so great with that video anyway, but that may have cut off because I'm trying to live stream, or I am. It's not great, but I'm live streaming here and on YouTube. So, and I don't know, I may have just gotten censored. I have no idea, but okay. So for daily alignment, this will be good that there's a shorter video because I do feel like perhaps I was rambling a little bit on the other one. Hopefully you guys find me popped up live again. All right, so let's just go ahead and do a practice, okay? So I'm going to walk you through, I think what's most useful for me is to walk through a practice that I can work with this discomfort on my face and see if I can shift it out. Okay, so I don't see anybody on here right now, and I'm kind of feeling, okay, so let's do 3 long deep breaths, 5 count in, 5 count out. You go right into that core of your being, a beautiful heart. Okay, and think of something really yummy, something that brings you feelings of great love, gratitude, joy, and really feel that. Okay, so let's ask our body a couple questions. So, for those of you who don't have pain or discomfort or illness or anything in your body, this may not be useful for you, like we've talked about before. And I'm going to actually use my bear here to help me. I'm going to work on Bear's. Hang on, that's not the right side of his face. But maybe I need to work on the left side of his face. So let's do this. So I'm just going to work on this pain pattern or play with it a little bit because it's not really the pain pattern that I'm trying to figure out. It's what lies at the core. So I'm going to ask a couple questions here. So you can do the same if you have pain in your body anywhere, discomfort, and ask, what are you trying to okay. What are you trying to show me? I immediately get bloodline. So apparently I have some work to do in my bloodline to clear this out, which is cool, because we came here to have these experiences so that we could, heal ourselves. But anytime that we're doing any healing and transformational work on ourselves, we're rippling it back through into um, all of the generations that came before us and all of the other alternate experiences that we've had in a quantum sense. So, if you have any pain patterns or discomfort patterns or illness or anything in your body, please know that there is help available for you. Okay. I, Good morning, Billy. My first video got cut off, so this one's really short. And so you can, I think it might have even gotten erased. I'm not sure. I'm trying to live stream on YouTube and Facebook, and I haven't figured it out, like how to do it without glitches. So anyway, I'm about to sign off here because you're the only one that's hopped on the call, and I know or on the video. People will probably join later, but I was talking about pain patterns in the other video, so you probably already know all this stuff anyway. But um, so what I was saying is, if any of you have anything going on in your life that is manifest in your physical experience, that is uncomfortable, that is of dis-ease, please know that there's help available for you. I know how to help you with these things. And part of the reason that I know is because I've done so much work healing my own experience. Yes, my body, but my mind and my spirit have to go along with that. And, not everybody really knows my whole story. And I've shared bits and pieces of it here and there, maybe all of it in that way. But I have healed many, many things in my body completely. And, it's okay that there's still a few things that are asking for attention because we're working on healing things for our ancestors and for the collective. So, sometimes it comes in layers and it can take some time to move through the understanding. And the order of things is actually relevant too. The order with which we do harmonize and move through these patterns. And the readiness for the awareness that comes in when we deeply go into understanding the truth of what is asking to be healed. Because we need to be ready for some of these things that we are experiencing and seeing when we go deep into basically the shadow work is what it is. And I love the shadow work. It's intriguing to me. So anyway, just know that there's help here available, and I'm here. I can work remotely, I can work in person. And now I'm going to go and tend to my own experience and maybe see if I can figure out what the message is in the bloodline that I need to find. So I'm going to do a little shamanic journey this morning, and hopefully I can clear this pattern out because I really would like to enjoy the rest of my day. Yeah, and I'll let all of you know what I figured out. Okay, because unless it's too personal to share, of course. But thank you for joining. I hope that this was useful. I don't really know how useful it was because, again, my headspace is a little foggy today. So thank you for sharing your morning with me, and thank you for hopefully benefiting from these morning alignments. Anyways, have a beautiful day. Please go outside and enjoy the sunshine if it's sunny where you are. And be kind and loving to one another and offer yourself grace. It's important. I'll talk more tomorrow when I can articulate a little better. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy your day. Bye.